All right, guys, we're back and
Welcome back to another episode of Two in One.
2-1. This time we're doing things a little bit different. Um, so I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Like this entire week, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't do anything. All I did was just like I came home from work, worked out, hung out with
Yeah,
you. I mean, we shot the shit, played Persona 5,
yeah,
and that was it.
yeah. It was like a relatively like non-eventful week, I think,
Yeah, definitely. I
for
mean,
the
like
both of us.
obviously there's stuff going on every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
Well, it's because the news cycle has been like not slow, but I mean, I feel like if something super crazy isn't happening every day, then
Hmm.
it feels slow to me,
Yeah, no, I
you
get
know?
you. It's I don't know, and on top of that too, it's like I couldn't do it this week. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
I just get those. I get these moments where like I don't do anything
Yeah.
for like a week, and like it's kind of bad because like I'll let myself like get trapped in there.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like it'll like a week will be 2 weeks,
Yes.
and then who knows? But like I did become really unproductive. But like I do think it's necessary to take those weeks
Yeah, it's like
or
a
a
reset
day or
button.
however long you have to take. Because it's unrealistic to expect that you're running through like life and just like always gonna be like upbeat and like you may be like grinding through, but one day you're gonna wear out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At least that's my fear. That's yeah for me at least.
No, everybody has those off weeks. I have those too. There's weeks that go by that you just do like the bare minimum that's required of you and you don't really like strive to be a better person in any
You're
way.
just like, can I just like be
Can I just like exist this
yeah?
week?
Can I just be
Yeah.
complacent this
No,
week
I
and just
feel it, dude. Yeah.
yeah, no, of course. And I feel like you have to have those because
It's not human to be on like what's it called? What's the saying? To be on all cylinders at
running on
all
all cylinders.
times.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's superhuman, really.
Yeah. I've
Like
tried. Trust
yeah,
me, I've tried and it's detrimental to you in the long
mhm,
run because you're like you just get so much more done if you take the off the time when you need the time. Because
yeah.
then when you jump back into it, you're like,
You're fresh.
okay, yeah, I'm fresh.
Hmm.
I'm like ready to go. I haven't been burnt out by thinking about such and such thing all week
Oh yeah, no,
that I can
definitely.
just like go. I
Yeah.
just do what I need to do.
And like your ideas come to you much quicker that way, or just better. There's
Mhm.
better quality of
Yeah.
ideas. Like I feel like when I'm like mentally exhausted, specifically, I just I don't come up with anything good, and I don't want to, and I'm just
Mhm.
irritable, and yeah, it's so hard. Like creative process is just like you have to like I don't know, just kind of like poke at it nicely. You can't just force anything to come out. I mean, people
Yeah.
can
The thing
like.
is you can, but you
Mhm.
there's like a bad feeling that comes with like at least for me, I don't know if you get
Yeah, I don't.
that.
I don't think it's. I think there are some times where I force it out, and I'm like, "This is half-assed," or "This is better. I
Mhm.
could have done this better."
It just
And
feels like I'm compromising like integrity. I'm like
yeah,
this isn't me. I'm like
but
forced to
some
do
people are
this.
really good at that. Like some people,
That's how some people work best under
yeah. Oh my
pressure.
god, like deadlines,
Mhm.
like procrastinators. Like I love to procrastinate, but I'm not good at it. Like
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
sometimes I surprise myself.
Sometimes. So yeah, and with all that being said, this is basically a chill, laid back episode. We're just gonna shoot the shit with you guys.
We're just
We're gonna play some Cards Against Humanity and drink.
and yeah. So tonight's drink is tequila. Some Jose Cuervo.
Yup.
Yeah,
So we're just gonna do it. It's been so long.
we're gonna take the shot for you guys right now. So
We're gonna do one. And it's I haven't played Cards Against Humanity since I can't
nom.
even remember. I think the last like similar game that we played
Mm.
was with my homegirl at that one bar in downtown Riverside. I forgot the
Oh
name of it.
yeah,
Like
yeah, me too. But that was a cool bar. Shouts to whatever bar that was. They served
it was called
mead.
like the Brunswick or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't remember. I was fucked up.
It looked like it was like a bar for like indie witches or whatever.
Yeah, it totally was. They had mead, and it was really
They
strong
had
and
mead.
really expensive. It was like, damn, bro. Like that's mead is like a luxury, like in those days.
Wait, how much? Because you're the one who like treated us to the mead.
No,
How much was
it
it?
wasn't that much. Yeah,
Okay, off the pod, tell me. I'm just curious.
I'll tell
I
you
just
off the
want to
pod
know.
if you remember.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Tequila's great. You know, like
Tequila's great. Coughs.
throws up.
Tequila's best when sipped.
I've never. Okay, So, fun fact, guys, I've never done that in my life, and I think some of you just heard that and probably thought, "Excuse me, what? You sip it?"
You sip it.
Yeah, no. So, like, when I met Anna's family, like, it was like on a Thanksgiving. It was like this most recent Thanksgiving, and we spent like the end of the night sipping tequila, and I've never done that before in my life, but it's great. Like, I don't know, it makes tequila like because I always shoot it. I never sip it.
Yeah.
No one ever sips it. I don't know anyone who sips it.
Yeah.
But like
yeah,
sipping it like really gives you that full flavor, and you can hang like
you can hang.
oh my god, you can hang like all night if you just really like sip.
Yeah, the last like real nice like tequila sipping sesh that we had, I think, was on my dad's birthday, and we were like literally out in my backyard till 4 in the morning.
Yeah, dude, it was you, me, your mom, your dad. Your sister was there for like a bit, but like
she dipped.
She dipped
out.
She didn't even finish the mark.
Yeah, the next round is gonna be my sister's COVID October birthday party, where she's gonna throw a birthday party and invite everyone, as many people as she can, to get COVID.
You know, herd immunity all the way.
That's what we're doing. That we're already doing that. Listen, this is that I'm not agreeing with it. I don't advocate for it. I'm saying that is the
It's what we're doing. Yeah,
it's what we're doing. That's the
unofficial
official
totally.
position of the government. They said herd immunity. Actually, speaking of the government, you saw the what's it called, the director of like the public health. I forgot the name of the agency. In California.
Okay. Like I said,
she resigned.
I was gone all week, guys. But I did see that. Like
I did read one quick article about that. That was crazy to me because they're saying it was due to a glitch in the system, the database of COVID cases, that it was like underreporting cases. Really? And that makes me be like, okay, glitch, like quote unquote
that
glitch.
They're underreporting cases. So like because there's a glitch in the system, that
means we have way more COVID than like the facts.
I thought it was like, testing. Well, that's what Trump said. You know, like
that we're testing.
It's like, of course, we have more positives because we're testing more.
We're testing.
You know, but so is it like the false? Is it positive because we're testing, or is it just a glitch or whatever?
It's supposedly a glitch in like the computers that hold that information, that they were underreporting the number of positive cases and I think deaths as well.
Oh,
basically downplaying the toll COVID is taking on California. And so the director of, I'm so sorry, I forgot the name of the agency, but it's like the public health something agency of California.
Yeah.
And so this girl resigned. I forgot her name. Should probably do more research on this, but just know that she resigned like in the midst of like this scandal that there was like a glitch in the system. They're underreporting cases and COVID is actually rampant around here.
Yeah.
You know?
And she resigned because those numbers came out.
Yeah.
That's interesting because like you would expect, I wouldn't expect to resign. Like if the numbers came out, I would just stand by my guns and be like, hey, like no one should get like the way anyone is treating anything in this country. Every governor is not really, no one's doing a great job.
Handling it so poorly. If you even look at like the blue states that people
like no one should get reelected.
Oh, nobody, no one.
Anyone who's in office right now,
every governor right now, like take them out, like a clean slate, wipe them off like their seats.
Absolutely,
they do not deserve. Like this is a disgrace. Every person in leadership, the way they've handled this pandemic is like so vile. How many people have died? How many people have gotten sick?
How many
lost
people are
their
going to
jobs?
get evicted? You know,
how many people are getting evicted? Like this is honestly like a fucking outrage.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. How are we not rioting over this? And I mean, I guess like in a way, like you can look at the Black Lives Matter protests as like an extension of that outrage.
If George Floyd didn't die, and if everything was still like taking the course of a natural course that it was, you know, if we were just surviving a pandemic, that wouldn't be a thing.
Fuck.
So it just makes you really think, like, what is going on?
What is the government for? Why do we have it? What is it actually doing for us?
And why are we so complacent with like taking it? Just
why
really taking it, letting him
getting fucked, and we just
love it. Love it. Just getting fucked so hard like this.
Yeah.
You know, that's
such bullshit.
Yeah. And it's hard because like the people who are like protesting even now, it's like forgotten. in the media.
Mm-hmm.
And if they
Oh yeah,
are,
and it's
if
still
they're
going.
remembered in the media, they're remembered in a bad way, like
Mm-hmm.
in a negative light.
Yeah, it's the media just is never going to cover like they're gonna cover the property damage. They're gonna cover the burning buildings. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
cover all the debris on the floor and the graffiti and all of the
Yeah.
ugly stuff. And they're never gonna tell you that that is a direct manifestation of the way people are feeling. This reminds me of like this video that I was watching from this really cool YouTube channel. You should check it out, called All Gas No Breaks.
Okay.
And it's this dude that just like goes around to different events and just like interviews people.
Like, what do you mean different events? Like different, like
Anything.
any
The
sporting
Area
event, or
51
like,
raid, any sporting
oh,
event, any
okay.
Trump rally, any protest, any whatever is
Oh,
going
so
on.
this guy is just like
he just
a
goes,
curious person.
yeah, and just like interviews people.
like just randomly, like, hey, you want to be on this like thing?
Yeah, just like a fucking news reporter, just like holding out the mic to people and letting them say their piece, like
Bless him.
gonzo journalism type of
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of like this one specific video at like that he did at the Minneapolis police protests.
Okay.
Where the first shot is of like some burning building in the background. So he interviews the guy in front of the burning building and he says like, yeah, this looks ugly, but this is what people feel. He points to the burning building and he says, this is what people are feeling. This
Yeah.
didn't come out of a vacuum.
Yeah.
This wasn't born in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
People feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy country does not do this.
Yeah. You don't see this happening in Denmark.
And they don't, the news, exactly. The news never asks what drives people to do this. They're just like, look at all this savagery.
Like, look at this chaos. Look at these vigilantes. Look at these just un-American people just doing this. And this, like, it's saying our cops, our heroes are trash, and it's like they stand for nothing, and they just want to collect money, and they want everything for free. They don't want to work for anything. Like, this has been just been the outlook on it all. Like, the right looks at it, even like Central Democrats like look at it as like as their own, as like freeloaders,
Yeah.
Like, they don't even want to, like, remember when Kamala Harris like first came out and opened her mouth about like a UBI, and she was like, it should be $500 a month.
Like the gall of like this is so like, that reminds me of like that Lucille Bluth meme of like, oh, it's a banana, Michael, how much could it cost? $20? Like, people just like these like these rich people just being so out of touch.
Yeah,
like,
dude. That's so funny. Yeah, no, you nailed it on the head. That is exactly it. Because
like
essentially,
$500.
like, who are you?
Honestly, $1,200 a stimulus check? What?
Yeah,
that's like a mockery. Mm-hmm. That is a mockery. You're
spit
mocking
in my face.
Everybody. You're spitting in everyone's face.
Because the thing is, like, the second stimulus, everyone's gonna be like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
But I need it.
I'm gonna like do what I have to do. Yeah. And then, like, if there's no guarantee, I'm gonna waste whatever on people who can waste it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, I wouldn't blame anyone who just wanted to live in their car. Like, take this money and run. Take this money and run. Go live, take the L, because everyone has to take the L. You might as well go live in your car. Whatever renovations you have to do it, you might as well do it. Find whatever work you can find and just do it. I would do that if I was fucked, and like, honestly, what else would you do?
It's just like, it's so sad what current conditions drive people to do. Mm-hmm. Like, you should. This is just, man, this is a whole other episode, right? It's like,
like, what would
wealth
you do?
Inequality, corruption.
Yeah, like, I just think, like,
gap.
If like shit really went down, yeah, dude, it's gonna be so bad. It's just because our government failed us, man. Like, if anything got bad, if coronavirus is just like a fraction of how bad we all thought it was going to be, I mean, it's still pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, but if it was like Spanish flu, kind of like it's killing young people, and like there's no real cure for it, and like the mortality rate's pretty good, then we would have been so fucked. Yeah. Like, oh my god, like, I don't think any of us would have handled this. Yeah. Any well. Like I remember at first I was freaking out because, like, yeah, it's the unknown that you're afraid of. But like, I just think if this was even worse, man, I don't even know. Who knows what the repercussions would have been. Yeah. Well, I bet you were like thinking like, well, how many hours am I going to lose? What does this mean, like, in terms of like my job? Because that's immediately like what I thought of. The first time that like we went into like quarantine. Yeah. The very first time when everybody was like, whoa, like, what the fuck is going on?
and I told you that like literally from one day to the next, like my family's business, like the revenue
Yeah.
dropped like 70%
Yeah.
at least.
It's
Like
insane.
from like a modest like revenue to like really nothing.
Mm.
And it was so scary to add on top of that too, like first of all, every time that you try to get into the store, there's lines.
Yep.
Once you actually get in, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Like what?
You.
And
Yeah.
and it's just so outrageous to me that we make fun of countries or we talk shit about like Venezuela and Cuba and all of these things because they're making you wait in bread lines and they're rationing out food, and it's like that's essentially what happened. The food was rationed. You went to the store and they're like, you can only take 1 carton of eggs per family.
Mm.
Except in fucking Cuba, if they're rationing it, you're not paying for it. They just give it to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm paying to get rations right now.
Like, why am I paying to get?
Why
Yeah.
am I paying? Like, do you remember that when we went to El Super to get
Mhm.
eggs for the business? And I was like, you get in one line and I get in like the other line so we can get like more eggs.
Yeah. No. Exactly. It's just like, dude, like, how is it? Like, why are we even paying for? Like, why did everyone? Why are we still paying for masks? Why weren't we even at least given that? You know, like.
Yeah.
It's like, and like you can probably say it's like just based off like what Fauci's been saying or
Mhm.
whatever, what everyone's been saying, the science behind it. Yeah, no one knew that masks were going to be like as effective as they are back then, and everyone like just thought it wasn't.
God,
But
they
still,
should
now
have-
we know,
yeah.
and now we know, and Trump's even wearing a fucking mask after like
Yeah.
almost 6 months of this shit,
Yeah.
and no one is getting these things for free. Like obviously, like if you gave a government mandated mask alongside of that stimulus check, bro.
Yeah.
The views of everything would probably change on Trump, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, why did it take so long for people to be like, we should wear the mask regularly? And to this day,
It's
like
just
I'm
because of
telling you,
Trump.
like at
Like,
work,
straight up.
people come in without the mask all the time,
Mhm.
and it's like,
Like customers?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Same
And
here.
the only time that they'll actually wear it is when they come in and they see that like all of them, like the crew members, are wearing it, and they feel bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even then, like they don't.
Some people like they'll take it. I get customers that come in and they'll take it as far as they can. Like where like they'll walk in, wait in line. If it's a long line, they'll still like wait in the back,
Uh
no masks the
Yeah.
entire time.
huh. Seeing if they can get away with it.
But the thing is, like we're kind of ruthless, and we'll call it up, like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
like yell across the room, like, you need a mask.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you need a mask, bro.
You
Get
need a
out.
mask. Like it's
You're
just
you're putting this business at risk. You're putting everything at risk because, like,
Yeah.
if you, like, at least for like most companies, at least, it's like if you get a positive, you're shutting it down for at least a temporary bit. If it's a small business, on the other hand, everyone gets COVID in a small business, you're fucked.
it's over. Like you literally
Mhm.
you have to, you can't run it. You can't open it.
Nope.
There's no one to work.
Nope.
Yeah. Which I have like a cool off the pod, not a cool story, but off the pod I have like a COVID related story
Oh
to tell you.
no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well-
mean, so enough COVID talk, I guess. Should we?
Yeah. Oh, we were supposed to be drinking and talking and playing Cards Against
Yeah,
Humanity.
not like get like depressed and like mad.
You see what I mean, guys? This is why we're gonna play this fucking game and we're gonna drink this fucking tequila with you guys on this pod live because we need to chill.
Yeah,
like-
we need to calm down. We need to relax.
Yeah, and if not now, when? You know, like if like the thing is like it's important to kick back, relax, even if it's on a podcast, make it sound silly. You know, who cares? You know, but all I can hope for you guys is, you know, you're drinking responsible. Like you're drinking responsibly first. You know, first and foremost. Second, you know, you're having a good time with your life, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic. I know it's hard to look at the bright side, but you know, really just find something, you know, because you're gonna have to. Because nothing, like I don't know, nothing's looking like it's getting up, or like if you can find something to take control, it's mostly that.
Yeah.
Find something to get control back into, like get control back into your life.
Yeah, man. Even like the little things, like if you realize like you need to work out or something, you know?
Yeah.
If you realize you need to like clean the house,
Yeah.
do your laundry,
cluttered room,
watch
cluttered
that
mind,
new show,
yeah, play
finish
that
reading
game.
that book.
Bro, I literally you can't you can do whatever you want. I literally stayed up until like 5 in the morning the other day playing Persona 5.
Nice.
And I woke up at 8, and then I went back to sleep at like around noon, and went to sleep until like 5 p.m. Like that doesn't sound like a productive day. It wasn't, but it was fun. And
But
I
you
needed
needed it.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
needed it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you need to do that too, yeah, do what you gotta do. You gotta drink. Like, I killed a bottle of like Jameson the other day. Um, just like, bro, sometimes you
You
gotta
just
do it.
yeah.
Just be careful. Just know what you're
Yeah, be
doing.
careful with it. This is difficult because it's like it's so hard for me to be like, don't drink, don't do drugs. How can you tell someone that like
I
in
do it
these
all the time,
times?
guys. I do it all the time.
It's a
Like,
huge like cope for everyone.
yeah, it is.
I don't know anybody that like unless you're completely sober, I don't know anyone that hasn't
Which
like
is more
had an
powerful
uptake.
too. Like those who can stay sober this entire time. Wow, the
Yeah.
mental willpower, everything.
Yeah.
Like, kudos, you're great. Let's talk sometime because I would love to know what you do.
Honestly, I will say like my thing, I always feel like I replace like habit,
Vice
one vice,
for another one.
addiction, habit, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
with another one. And luckily, I've told you that like mine recently has been like productivity.
Yeah.
I get like a rush of like endorphins from
Mhm.
like finishing
Yeah.
just like something. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And I think like one thing is well, we've been like really active on the pod
Mm-hmm.
as far as like what we wanted to do, like research equipment,
Yeah. Yeah.
taking notes, and just being about it. I think that helps, like following your dreams and being productive with that, and
Yeah.
just like changing it up, because really it's a shame that this pandemic had exposed literally everything, like
That's already wrong.
it's already wrong, including everyone's habits. Like, because we've all been at home, we're all not doing much. Yeah, we sneak around here and there, do whatever. I'm not going to tell you what, you know. But the thing is, like, you're home most of the time. It's a lot of time spent by yourself doing nothing. Some of it has to be productive at one point.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I don't want to be that guy who's like, you have to make the most out of your time, but like, you only get this chance once.
Rise and grind Twitter.
Rise and grind Twitter
be
is so
like,
proud right now.
Start a business
They're like,
during
start
this
a business,
pandemic.
fucking yeah, dude. The grind doesn't stop. I got like, where is your second source of income? Like, third source of income. Like, no, like fuck off. I don't need that. You don't need to do that. Like, just something that makes you proud and something
Yeah.
that gives you like the control back into your life. Whether it's going out and getting coffee, sitting outside of that coffee shop and writing notes on your favorite song or whatever, or just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just like finding a new recipe or something like that, and then actually making it too.
Finding a new recipe, practicing scales. I've
Yeah,
been doing that.
That's been fun. Yeah,
That's been fun. Been watching Moesha.
that's actually okay. That show was
Moesha's
ahead of
such a
its
cute
time.
and funny show.
Like, that
Yeah.
show is truly ahead of its time. Like, as far as fashion goes,
Fashion,
like hairstyles.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
You know what? That like show really made me realize that like not made me realize, but really like solidified the fact that like a lot of like our pop culture honestly is like black culture.
It is black culture because it went straight under the rug, swept right under the rug.
100%.
It's way better.
All the slang that we use literally comes straight out of Black Twitter, which is like
oh hell yeah,
amazing. It's yeah.
It's nuts to think that the show went under the rug. It did get a spinoff, and that's great. That's cool. It was
Yeah.
successful on that. But like, I've never heard of the show before. You showed me like literally earlier this week.
I've heard of Moesha. I knew it was like a classic show, and I literally just watched it because I think they just recently put it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, I realized that the show that I did watch as a child, which was called The Parkers,
was the spinoff.
is the spin-off of Moesha.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? That's so cool. Like,
that was pretty tight.
that you just found that out. Like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you're like, wait a minute.
When
like,
I found out, dude, like my mind was blown because
it
there's
had to have been like, how could it not? Like, that's like watching Better Call Saul and then realizing Breaking Bad
it's
was
the
like
spin-off. Yeah, no, literally, like my mind was like, holy shit, because like I watched that as a child, and then like the main character of the Parkers is Kim Parker.
Yeah.
Moesha's friend in Moesha. And when I was watching Moesha, I was like, "Oh, Kim looks like Kim Parker, and her name is Kim." But it wasn't confirmed until like I heard her last name in the show, and I was like, "Oh
what
shit!"
the fuck?
Yeah, and then I googled it, and I was like, "Confirmed."
Confirmed.
Yeah.
That I cannot. That's something that no one really gets to feel like that.
That's a unique feeling. It's different than love. It's different than sex. It's different than giving birth.
It's different than looking at your firstborn child, you know. It's different than cashing your first paycheck, you know. It's
Yeah, it really.
from like, you know,
When's
holding
the
your
first time you discovered that your show is a spin-off?
it's a that's crazy to me, man. That's I don't know anyone who's ever had that feeling ever. No one's ever told me that situation, like where it's like I watched this show and then
And
like
I was like, oh
I
shit.
watched the show as a kid, and then I found this show on Netflix years later, like
Yeah.
decades later, like decades, right? Or
Yeah, because the Parkers was like early 2000s.
oh my god, yeah.
Moesha was like
Like a
mid
decade and some
90s.
change, you
Yeah.
know. And but you find out Moesha later in 2020,
Yeah.
and the oh man, that is crazy, man. What are the odds?
What are the odds? But Moesha is funny. I recommend it.
Yeah, no, I do
It's a
too.
funny show.
Funny show, good sense of fashion.
Yeah.
Um,
Another quick recommendation, Made in Abyss.
okay,
Yeah.
holy shit, what
we,
an
bar-
anime.
we barely started watching it the other day,
Yeah.
but I finished it like this weekend with my sister, and it's so fucked up and good and
Yeah.
sad and like beautiful.
No, yeah, it's okay. The show was really interesting. Like,
Mhm.
when was it created? Like 2017?
2017.
It was
Yeah.
when the animation came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, it's such a beautiful show.
It is.
And like it's such a sweet animation, like it almost feels like Studio Ghibli kind of like looks.
The world building.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and like even like the characters like persona, like it's very bubbly like that. It's very like positive. There's nothing like there's the dark undertones are very very subtle. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's in past like it's in like they talk about it
Yes.
and like they even like at one point like there was like a punishment that like some of the kids had to go through
Mm-hmm.
and like
And you're like, what?
it happens and like they act like
So
it's
casually?
normal, so
Yeah, yeah,
casually.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not normal.
That is not a normal thing, and you just brushed over it. Like,
yeah, like
yeah.
nothing, like complete nothing.
Yeah.
Typically, when like a dark undertone is like thrown, it's like oh,
It's like they
there's
make it
ominous
known.
music.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's like different camera angles. It's darker in the scene, but it was like clear as day and like it was lighthearted. There's lighthearted music going around, and it's just like that was something I found very interesting. Just watching the 3 episodes I saw, and but like the world, just how immersive it was. And
It's
like
so
how much you don't know
yeah.
and how much lore immediately
Immediately,
you're like
upon
lore and lore
and lore
like the first
and more lore.
yeah like
Yeah.
the opening scene happens and then like it follows up with like the opening credits and then
The
like
intro
lore
and the outro is straight lore. All of it. Which
Like-
is like it reminds me of Midsummer in that way that there's
Okay.
lore throughout the movie. You know what I mean? But we totally have to finish Made in Abyss because it's so funny like hearing you talk about it that way, how there's like dark things, but they're like kind of cast off into the background.
it's completely
Gradually, as you
gets-
progress, they
yeah.
come more to the forefront
Well-
until it's nothing but shittiness.
well, without really saying anything about the show, I can understand because the destination of where the protagonist is going, it would only make sense for it to get darker when they ascend through their journey. You know, it only makes sense for that shit to get like even worse because like
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Even like just like what's the word? Like there it's so ironic
Mhm.
that no spoilers. Made in Abyss, it's about like an abyss, a deep hole in the ground that as you descend, the darker the show gets.
it kind of reminds me of like I may be reaching, but like have you heard of like Dante's Inferno?
I have
Where it's like
but-
there's like the 7 layers of like hell.
yes.
You know, like it kind of reminds me of that in the sense of like the deeper you go, like the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is
It's
I mean-
very like that. It is.
I mean, I can only imagine
For
like
such a cute show, that's the cutest animation I've ever seen. And it's,
yeah,
it's
that's
so
like it rivals Studio
perverse.
Ghibli for me. Like
Yeah.
it's so cute and just like the creatures in it too. They're so lively and so beautifully so beautifully well done. Like real created. Like the first creature you see, like
Yes.
holy shit.
yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
So I can only imagine when you put like a deeper tone in it.
As I was watching it, I was like, the person who made this was so creative.
and a twisted fuck.
The people who made this were twisted and creative, and like I don't know how they came up with this
Yeah.
plot and these worlds and these characters and these these
And just
stories.
like the rules of like that world and how you interact. And like okay, I feel like you guys just have to watch it. Okay, like let me tell you, this anime is, if you like anime, first off, just check it out. You know,
Yeah.
it's an interesting one. And to reiterate, like the title is Made in Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Like not made in like a maid, but like you were made
Yeah,
in the
as in
abyss.
like made in China,
Yeah,
made in Abyss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you guys told me about it, I was like, maiden. I assumed it
Maiden.
was like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
maiden, you know, but it's no a maiden.
Made in Abyss.
Mm-hmm,
There you go.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good. Really good.
Yeah, that like I don't know. The last two animes I got into, like right now, Made in Abyss and Promised Neverland, was
Promise Neverland is
like you got me into that, and I
my
got
god, we can have a
oh
whole
god,
episode on
yeah,
just we should do an anime episode at some
yeah, no,
point.
yeah. Let me like watch more.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can continuously update, you
Yeah,
know.
on the things that like yeah, for a while I've honestly been wanting to talk about Promise Neverland
Mhm.
with like a huge spoiler alert though because I finished the manga,
Okay,
you know? So this would be for people that like
that are in it.
that are have finished it or that don't care and just want to like
We
hear
should.
about a good anime and
I'm
like
down to do that.
yeah.
Like, this is your warning, everyone.
Yeah, we'll
We're
just
gonna
start it
talk
off
about it.
with like fucking like alarms.
Yeah.
Yeah, like spoilers
Yeah.
everywhere.
Like all that shit. Like we're gonna go deep. I'm gonna
Yeah.
finish this anime and this manga, and
Yeah.
we're gonna go deep
Yeah.
because I love it.
Finish the manga. It's
Like I'm almost done. It's just like
it's so
the
good. I
site
cried
crashed on
multiple
me.
times.
Did you really?
100%.
Okay, see, like, okay, where I'm at is like really at the end. Like I'm on like chapter 171,
Mm-hmm.
and I have yet to cry. It's like a lot of like stuff going on. I get it, but it's like I have and I do want to talk more of this on the spoiler, but I kind of have an issue with it. I don't know how it's ending right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like
Okay.
I like the entire time I wanted more
Yeah.
in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you guys. Oh, we'll talk more later.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's kind of fucked up for me.
My
to say.
sister said something similar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think I know what she's talking about. 'Cause
I thought it was like almost perfect.
Okay.
I feel like I like it better than both of you guys do
Mm.
because I really dug it.
No, I really dig it. The writing's great. It's just like currently, like as far as like Endgame goes, as far
Yeah.
as it looks, I can almost assume that this is gonna happen. They're like, and the repercussions are gonna be like,
Yeah. And if you look at it, that like The Promised Neverland has a lot of arcs.
yeah,
So many arcs that it's like that's the danger in like writing too many arcs is
yeah,
that
to close them
eventually you're
off,
gonna have
you
to
gotta tie them all up.
close them all up, tie them
Mhm.
all up, and like I mean, it takes good writers to do that, and
Yeah.
like maybe it's a good story, but
Mhm.
maybe they didn't do that like as successfully as
Mhm.
people would have hoped. But yeah,
Although, like, okay, the like prior to this one, Promised Neverland, um, the last anime I completed was Cowboy Bebop, and that's it's over 20-year-old anime.
yeah, classic.
Holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Holds the fuck up, dude. I'd never watched that anime before in my life. I saw like an episode or two as a kid, but like I was a kid, so I didn't really care. I didn't really know. It was like in the 90s
Yeah, yeah,
when it happened. I probably saw it in the early 2000s
yeah.
on like Toonami or something like that. And for those who don't know what Toonami is, like if you watch Cartoon Network late at night, like on Saturday night, it would become Toonami, and that was like my gateway drug into anime.
It was
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think if any
Shouts to Toonami, dude.
shout outs to Toonami. I think it came back at some point.
It did, yeah,
and
like Samurai Jack came back with
yeah.
it too.
But it's like nobody like do people still care about it the
I
way
think,
that we did?
well, the thing is, like, it's our generation that cared, and now we know how to like torrent everything.
Nah,
you know?
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure,
so
for sure. Yeah.
it's like cool, it's coming, it's back, and it's the newer generation. But like, I don't know if the newer generation cares because they torrent things too. You know,
Mhm.
so, but like that was the gateway drug, and like that got me into like all the old animes. Like I'm currently rewatching Rurouni Kenshin right now,
Mm.
and like another anime in the 90s. I really want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I think early 93 is when that was made.
Yeah.
And I just finished Cowboy Bebop, and I cannot explain to you
Mm-hmm.
like the love I have for that series. It's so cool. Like the noir aspect of it is just so tight. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just the writing holds up to today. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just there are so many episodes where like you're like that's so funny because that's today,
That's yeah.
and this was made in 96 and it's only 26 episodes, and apparently there's a movie which I'm gonna hop the fuck on.
Really?
Apparently, I like there was a
Well, yeah. There's movies of like a lot of animes. I wouldn't be
yeah
surprised.
yeah
Yeah.
it's the popular anime. I wouldn't. I am surprised that Death Note didn't get a legit movie.
I know they got a live action movie
That doesn't
with
count.
real people.
That was so bad.
I didn't watch it, but I
Wasn't
can only
Willem Daf-
imagine.
wasn't Willem Dafoe in it?
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue.
I'm not quite sure, but if he
No clue.
was, wow, Willie.
But a lot of animes get live action movies.
Yeah.
I watched the. I don't watch My Hero Academia, but I watched
Mm.
the movie, and it was intense because like the fans are like passionate. They're
Yeah.
really passionate fans.
You know who are really passionate
I saw
fans?
people cosplaying at the
Fuck
the
yeah,
showing.
bro. Fuck yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't think I see any like Cowboy Bebop cosplays. If there are,
We should go to an anime expo
I
whenever
love-
that's allowed.
Whenever
again.
it's allowed, yeah. I'm totally down. Oh my god, like
100%.
that's the thing. It's like
I
this
want to go so bad.
Yeah, like this last year, I really got back into anime. It's like when we like really started like hanging out, I got
Mhm.
really back into anime. Man, like I forgot about my love for it, and like what
It's
a
all
world!
thanks to my sister. 100%. I would
Oh my
not be
God,
watching anime like if it was not for my sister. She
Shouts.
knows everything
Mad
about
shouts.
anime. She sent me a list, which like I still haven't gotten through the list of that anime to watch,
Bro,
but I screenshotted it, so I
That
have
list,
it.
I know that list. That
Uh-huh.
the first thing you sent me on that list was Promise Neverland.
Promise Neverland.
and I immediately
Future Diary, which you did finish. I
oh
didn't
my
finish.
god, Future Diary! You have to finish that.
Yeah,
because
I'm
it's-
going to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just especially where you ended. Like it was like the final 10, and
I remember I left off in like actually I don't want to do any spoilers. No spoilers. But yeah, I need to finish
not
it.
today. You guys got lucky.
Yeah, not today. We're not doing spoilers today.
We'll let you know.
But just letting you guys know in the future, if we do spoilers, like we'll warn
We'll
you.
let you
or
know.
We'll let you know. so
We'll
you
tweet
can-
it out. We'll send a post.
Yeah, and we'll give you enough time, I guess, to like skip
Yeah.
ahead or
We'll give
or
you a
turn it off.
description. The whole shebang. We're not like that. We're not like that.
We're
Just
not
stay
like
around.
that. But I also really want to finish Kisniver. The one with like
That
all the
was-
people linked together that
okay,
feel
yeah.
the pain. I watched one more episode with my sister the night that we finished Made in Abyss, and it like was getting like really cool.
Uh-huh.
I also want to watch Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. I don't know if that's how you say it, because that has the coolest fucking theme song that I've ever heard, and I
Okay.
saved it to my phone.
Okay.
And it sounds awesome, and I want to watch this other one called Dororo, which is
I've
like
heard it.
you've heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes, like a dude that's born with like no limbs or anything.
I
And
didn't
he
know it
like
was
he
that.
has to
I've
win
heard of
them
the
back
title.
throughout his life or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn,
So yeah, it's a list. It's a
Hmm.
list that I have to get through.
dude. Okay. You haven't watched Naruto, right? Like all of it.
No.
I haven't
Like,
either.
Slightly.
I haven't either. Like I watched like first gen Naruto, like when it was like Naruto as a kid.
Hmm.
I never like finished Shippuden. I never really watched like Shippuden like all the way. I just like remember like watching like highlights of it, and I was thinking like, oh, I wish I could like watch this, and I had
Mhm.
time for it because I just became like a working adult, and I
Yeah.
just didn't have time for it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I don't know. Would you ever like watch it? Like now, it's like one of those.
Yeah.
It's like for me, it's like it
I
almost
would.
feels like Game of Thrones, where it's like do I have to watch it right now? But I'm assuming I have to watch it. My brother's got a tattoo like on him, like straight up, like I think it's like the Sharingan.
Really?
Yeah, like legit. He takes that anime to heart. Like he got my whole family turned on to it.
That's tight.
And Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is a no brainer for like at least me and my brother, because like we grew up with that.
yeah.
That was the number one. Like I remember looking back, that was the number one anime that came out first for me.
That
Like,
was mine too, but I don't remember a lot of it. And I watched it, and I had video games and shit.
what a fantastic series. Like if you ever want to go back, dude, it's
And then just like revisit the classics.
I cried,
Yeah.
man. Like just like it's beautiful.
I will say the only like classic anime that I never got into like that
Mhm.
was Pokemon.
I get
never-
that. For me, it was all about the games.
Well, I didn't even play like I used to be super into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I collected the cards, and I would
I
play
did too.
and everything.
Would you ever like do it again for shits?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
There were
100%. That was
times
a
where-
big part of my life. Yu-Gi-Oh
were-
was a huge
dude.
part of my life.
Okay, there was a time where I lived in like Las Vegas as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a part of this apartment complex,
Yeah.
and we had friends. Like my brother and I had friends around this complex, that had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we would just like trade them and just like fuck around and just like play against each other. And yeah, good stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh was tight.
Yeah.
Um,
Yu-Gi-Oh was the shit.
Beyblade was slept on. Like I don't know if
I
you remember
watched
that,
a little bit of Beyblade.
but like playing Beyblade was really fun.
I never played it.
It was really cool because like you actually, it was like those like tops dreidels kind
Yes.
of deal. You would buy one. It was a toy. It would come with like a little power like thing that you put the blade on, and it would have like think of like a zip tie,
Mhm.
but it's like serrated, so
Yes.
you can pull it and like rip
And
it,
then like yeah.
and it would like wind it up for you,
Yeah.
and it would launch it.
And
But
it
you
like
would,
block. Yeah.
the cool thing was like you would assemble the Beyblade. It would have its core, and you would have its like little like extra parts, like its top that would like be its attack ring, its bottom, which was like its defense ring, and it was like specialized. And like it was the really fun part about it was like, like taking like different like Beyblades and putting them together if you can, like a little mix and match.
Yeah.
And then obviously when like further generations came down the line, it got crazy because they would start building like little domes that
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
put your Beyblade in and start battling. It got really legit.
They sound like really customizable.
Yeah,
The
it was.
Beyblades.
They were, yeah. But it makes you think like I this is totally off topic, but it's really hopeful for me. Like imagine if like AR gets like legit,
Uh-huh.
like augmented reality gets like legit, and like Pokemon Go like gets Pokemon, but we're all wearing glasses to see them,
Uh-huh.
and we're just all like seeing these Pokemon run wild in the public, or like we play Beyblade, because the whole thing with like
in
the show of
public, yeah.
Beyblade was like you would throw these tops on, but like these tops would like create a monster coming out of it, and like the monsters would fight.
Yes.
But the tops were like their vessel,
Yes.
And like imagine if augmented reality like started like taking over,
And you could do that.
and you could do that.
like with augmented reality.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be really tight.
Yeah.
Like it would just like a lot of ideas. Like there's a lot of ideas you can do with that.
Yeah, that's very similar to Pokemon Go, which
Mhm.
like in its heyday like was like kind of a cool concept.
It was so
fun.
beautiful. I remember like looking at like I just moved down to
Mhm.
Moreno Valley, when Pokemon Go was like really like going off, and I remember going to like UCR and seeing like groups of people,
Uh-huh.
like herds of people,
Just
at like
playing.
10 at night, and
Yeah.
like it was just like me, my roommates, and like herds of people just like bonding, and it was such a beautiful thing to see. I just remember like
It was
looking at that.
cool.
Yeah, it was just like, oh wow, like these people are just together, doing it, and then it died off.
Yeah, it died off, but that is true.
It
like,
had
there
its
were-
moment.
You would go to like random ass places and
Mhm.
just see people playing it.
Well, it's cool because like it makes you realize that like if there is something that's that cool,
That unifying.
that unifying, it will happen. Like
Yeah.
you have to find something that tight. And for a second, Pokemon Go was.
was it for
Mhm.
like a split second.
Yeah. No, but if you threw augmented reality into that shit, oh my god, I would be playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh too. Like
Yu-Gi-Oh would be really cool.
it'd be nuts. Yeah, because then you have your deck and you can make tiny creatures.
Yeah.
You can scale them to wherever size. You just need
Yes.
glasses. Like, or I'm saying this as someone who doesn't know shit, but like
But you would, yeah,
I
like
would
some kind
assume,
of goggles or
if
something.
the future is what I think it is, because
Yes.
let's say it is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you would wear like some kind of goggles, some kind of glasses that can project these things, and you can scale them to size.
That reminds me of like those like Snapchat spectacles.
Where did those? I never saw anyone.
I never saw anyone wearing them either.
I was hoping that I
Only
would
like
see that.
YouTubers.
Yeah, but like no one's gonna buy that. No one's
No one's gonna buy that shit.
no one's that big of a tryhard. I wanted to though.
Maybe like I think if you made it into something really like discreet,
Mhm.
then like that
Yeah,
people would just like normally wear.
but it's also pretty weird, and it is weird to be recorded like that, where it's like, oh, you're recording now. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really? Like now
Like
you
right
can't
now.
just like enjoy it. Da-da-da. Or at least like with a phone you can like on the low.
Yeah,
Take
like
a
hey,
picture.
and
It's
you
like-
can't get away
yeah,
with it.
Yeah.
you can't. You're fucked. If you're gonna
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
recording someone, your cover's blown. But if you have glasses on, it's just like, hey, how's it going, Mark?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Mark?
What you doing over there?
Let me get a little closer to you, Mark, and see what you're doing.
Got any games on that phone?
Got any games on your phone? Got any games on your phone, Mark?
Why is Mark like the go-to name? Because I remember last episode 2, I said like
Did you see
something.
Mark?
Yeah, I said something along the lines of like when I was talking about like girls that brag about sleeping with guys, they'll be like, "Oh, I slept with Mark from the football team." or
Have you
something
seen
like
The
that.
Room?
With what's his face? That one actor, Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Wizu or
I don't
Wiseau?
know.
It's
I have no clue.
you guys
No,
know.
I haven't seen it though.
Okay, so there's a
Wait,
there's
you've
like
seen it?
yeah, I've seen it. It's
Oh, that's so fucking tight.
it's the worst movie ever. It's like it's got a cult following as the worst movie ever.
uh-huh.
People watch this stuff like back but pre-COVID, like people would have screenings of this movie and just go watch it like multiple times.
I would go to that.
Yeah, no,
100%,
I would
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's truly an experience. It's one hell of a movie. Like you cannot believe it's written like and for those who haven't seen it and just like have heard, about it, yeah, go watch it. Just really just watch it and let me know what you think about it. Yeah, cuz it is the worst movie. I have
We
never
should watch The Room.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
It's cuz like you
in my
have to
life.
keep in mind that like this guy is acting, directing, and he wrote everything. Like he spent I think he was a producer as well, and he spent so much money.
That's
and
king
he was
shit.
so serious. He was so fucking serious that like this is his movie, right?
Yeah.
Like this was his vision. This was his baby. He did it all. He
Yeah.
made it. But it's so fucking
But
funny
it's-
in the worst way. Like it's just so funny to laugh at.
Yeah.
And like this is not what he meant to do. But
Maybe it is what he meant to do.
he's happy. I think regardless he's happy. He's like,
He
hey,
seems happy. I'm just
hey."
saying. Every time I see him,
But yeah, no, he's
seems
pretty
like a
happy guy.
happy dude.
He is a happy guy. Obviously, this movie did everything great for him.
Yeah.
Um,
but because it was so bad.
yes.
But it seems like he's happy being remembered that way.
oh, for sure, he doesn't care. He's just happy
Yeah.
that people remember the room.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the thing. It's like it's so bad that it's people remember it for how bad it is.
For how
You
bad
can't
it
say
is.
that about like certain M Night Shyamalan movies.
Mm.
Like The Happening.
Yeah.
Like with Mark Wahlberg and like Zooey Deschanel. Like no one.
I've never seen that.
It's a bad movie. Like no one. There's no cult following for it.
Yeah.
There's no. Like name any bad movie. Like as shitty as like people want to say Twilight is, there's like
There's
yeah,
a cult following.
there is a cult
yeah.
following for it, but like it's not because of how bad it is. It's just like there are genuine fans who love it, but like there are also people who hate on it.
Mhm.
But the haters don't follow it, like because they don't watch them all the time because they hate it that much.
It's
you know?
kind of like how now it's like considered embarrassing to be an adult Harry Potter fan. But Harry Potter still has fans. Like
Yeah, it
you
does.
can
Like,
shit on them how
I
much you
grew up
want.
watching
but-
Harry Potter. I watched
all did.
Yeah, dude. I watched the Chamber
Yeah.
of Secrets so many times on repeat. Like
Yeah.
that was like my shit. I can't lie to you guys. Like but I didn't growing up I fell out of it. I fell out of the Potterverse.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. It's not that serious.
it's not that serious. But although like I did partake in finding out like what house.
Yeah,
Of course.
of
I'm a
course.
Slytherin. God,
Yeah.
of course. I'm a Gemini and a Slytherin. Didn't see that coming? Yeah, you did. The 2-in-1 baby. You knew what was
Oh
happening.
my god. We're the same person.
We are the same person.
You and I.
Yeah. We're 2-in-1. Yeah.
We're 2-in-1.
But some people are gonna listen to that and be like, "Is that where the title came from?"
Mind blown.
Maybe
Mind
it
blown
is.
emoji.
There's a lot of 2-in-1 moments.
Yeah.
I want to let you decide which
All
one.
the time, like we say shit, we say the same stuff at the same time. Sometimes to like it's creepy. We do it a lot.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy, but also it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
Mhm.
All right, guys, we've kept you for 48 minutes, and we're finally gonna play Cards Against Humanity.
Wait, how long?
48 minutes.
Oh wow! I took
You know
one-
what? It's fine. The real ones will know. They'll stick around.
I'm gonna take another shot because
that means Louis.
Louis, my guy, also. Yeah, no, Louis.
You're gonna do another one? I'll do one with you. I'll do like the remainder of like because I've been sipping throughout.
No,
but-
same here. I think you've been drinking more than I have actually.
Yeah, but I'll down this, and then we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
with
We can
Cards
play
Against
like a
Humanity.
round, a 2, a 3, and just have
Yeah,
fun.
this is gonna be like funny to no one but us
Yeah.
when we play.
I mean, if you are listening this far in, and you're thinking like, "Oh wow, they're finally playing Cards Against Humanity," so are we.
Yeah, and you know what's worse is like I'm looking directly at the time, and I'm like, no, yeah, but anime is important. We have to talk about it.
That
we
was
have to, We have to
important.
cover that.
Like, oh man, shots are crazy.
Shots are crazy.
This is why I like sipping it. You guys have made me a believer.
In sipping. Honestly, that's what I found out about alcohol. You can take literally any
Whiskey
amount.
is a great example of that.
As long as you just have to pace yourself. That's
Yeah,
it. And you can
definitely.
literally drink all night, all day. You can become
Yeah.
a steady alcoholic
Yeah.
if you just pace yourself.
Really, I mean, I say the same thing about pot.
Mhm.
Definitely the same thing about pot. Like, if
Yeah.
you really want to pace yourself,
Take it
take two
slow.
hits
Uh-huh.
max,
Yeah.
and then like maybe down like later in the day if you
Yeah.
want to do another two hits, like when you sobered up, for sure,
Yes. Yes.
and then go from there.
And then go from there.
But don't be stupid. Like,
And just like chain smoke all of it in one day. That's the thing about like weed, I find, is that it has not diminishing returns, but like you have to
you gotta
like
respect it.
you have to respect it. That initial high,
Mhm.
okay, bless you.
Thank you.
That was Aubrey that sneezed.
That was
Aubrey's our baby.
Aubrey is our big baby. She's
Our big baby. No, okay, but like with weed, you hit a point where like you're so high that the more you smoke, you're not gonna keep getting higher.
yeah. There's a wall. I firmly believe in that wall that you hit. For me, like I would, I mean, I'm like in my prime when I was smoking like this, like a pack of cigarettes a day, and I was going easily through like an eighth a day. It was, I didn't feel anything afterwards. I didn't feel anything like I didn't feel extra high or anything. It was that first smoke that really got me. Maybe the first couple of smokes, that made me nice and leveled and got me to my
Yes, yeah.
like to my comfort zone. But like at the end of the day of a long day of smoking, you're really not getting anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just like kind of doing it to just to hang, really.
Yeah, no, it's like and I don't know, man, like it is fun. It's kind of like everything has its purpose.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like it's kind of like that small window you do like you have for like Coke, for some people.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Like it's like I kind of like that's an extreme way, but like you gotta kind of think about it like everything like that. Like
Yeah.
everything is like that. Whether it's like literally like Coke, or is it like weed, or if
Or
it's
shrooms or
or
acid or
shrooms or
anything.
acid,
It's
or
like
if it's or even simple as like jerking off, or as simple as like just having sex.
exactly.
It's
Yup.
everything, dude. Like
Yeah.
you have to think it's like I have a window of time to really go all out,
Yes.
but at one point, if I'm doing this every day, I'm gonna start
There's
like
diminishing returns to
yeah,
it.
and I'm just gonna start depending on it. It just becomes part of your life.
Jerking off, like if you do it every day, like there's gonna come a point where you're just doing it because it's part of your routine.
Yeah,
Like smoking, there's gonna come a point where you're just doing it because it's part of your routine.
yeah, yeah.
Like drinking, you're gonna do it because it's part of your routine.
Mhm.
Like watching TV, like exercising, even. You know what I mean? Like, and some are healthier than others, but just be mindful of how you like, I guess, indulge in like.
Even working out, dude. Working out every day. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Working out every day can be really bad for you too. It's like
It is, yeah.
it's not in the sense of like
I take days off.
I mean,
for
like,
sure.
like it's great for your body if you can get yourself into the
Every
point,
day,
like,
yeah.
to the point where you're doing it every day. That's fantastic, but it's not that I'm trying to say. It's like it takes a strain even on your relationships.
Working out.
Yeah, like
Interesting. In
just
what
because,
way?
like, okay, like just speaking from experience, I'm not gonna say what couple I know, but it's like a couple that's really close in my life.
Call
Yeah.
them out. I'm just kidding.
No, it's like family.
No, don't.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not. But if you are hearing this, I love you. But anyways, like the thing is like this person was like able to work out every day. They would bike every day to work. Admirable stuff. They were really on top of the shit. But it's like there has to be a day off. If not for you, for like your partner, like because sometimes you don't get to see them every day, and it's
Yes.
just like, well, you're key on like let's say it's like you're grinding, both of you are grinding. Life's hard, and
Mhm.
you just got to do some shit together. Like it just shows. It's almost like one of the things where like it can show like maybe that's more important to you. Like you do that every day, but you can't do like something small as in, like seeing like hanging out with me for a little extra time after like a
Yes.
rough period. You know, like it can take a toll on like even like your friends. It's like dude, like you don't make time for anyone. All you do is kind of like just
All
go to
you
the.
do.
You just
Yeah.
become that guy that just goes to the gym and just known for going to the gym.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you don't go out and like entertain like or like I don't know, it's like not entertain, but like if you don't go out and just like be a part of anyone's life, people are just gonna assume that you just like to go to the gym and that's it. You don't want to do anything else because
Yeah.
you got plenty of time to do this,
Yeah.
but you don't have time to like make an effort to make a two-way street with your relationships.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where it can get unhealthy. Even the healthier habits can get unhealthy. Like just
Yeah.
depending on how crazy you go about it,
Yeah, everything in moderation. Like nothing in life.
Hmm.
I mean, unless you have like a debilitating disease, like nothing in life is that serious that you can't postpone it like for I don't know, someone that you care about to be
Hmm.
there for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree, but like that's the other thing too is like if it's like a gym thing and like if you're
Like you can postpone the gym. You can like uh you can hold off on jerking off to
yeah.
for your partner. You
See,
can
that's an
like
interesting one, like jerking off and like being with
mhm.
someone. Like I never understood that one. Like I get it, like when you haven't done it in a while, but like
Mhm.
if it's like a constant thing,
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know, just like I mean, unless it's really like your sex life is different, from what you wanted it to be, and then maybe that's a conversation you two should have, you know. But I don't know. It's like jerking off's interesting when it comes to like being with someone.
Now that we're like an hour in, I want to talk about like jerking off. I
That's
don't know.
it.
I just think like it's like an interesting thing.
Hey,
Why not?
now that
Look,
we've officially hit the hour mark, let's
look, we've
pour.
hit the hour mark.
I'm gonna pour each other us another shot, and
Another
I'm
shot.
gonna
Look,
let
this
you
is
go
just
ahead
one
and
of those
segue.
episodes. We just it just turned into this. I don't know what to say. And
Sorry, guys. If you want us to play Card Tickets Humanity, maybe you should comment.
then maybe you should fucking comment and speak up, you pussy. But no, okay. So to that point, I just think that like it's interesting like when you like look at jerking off. Thank you by the way.
Oh yes.
By the pour. Victor is pouring. He's pouring right now. Another shot. Um no, but like jerking off is interesting to me. I want to
I
like
think it can be healthy for you though.
it can be healthy and it can be detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like I kind of want to know like for me personally, my relationship with like jerking off is that like sometimes I find myself lately only doing it when I like really am like there. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
When I was younger, I used to do it almost every day.
Uh huh.
Almost
Even
every
if you didn't
day.
want to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
No,
I'm
I
like
feel you on
probably
that.
isn't the healthiest thing because
No.
it was just like it really woke me up. It got
Mm-hmm.
me going. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to start my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Totally.
Whereas like now I'm like I'll go like weeks without thinking about anything sexual or feeling any type of horniness or
Mm-hmm.
feeling anything at all.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, like I'm definitely not like that where it's like I think even like with I don't know, like I was saying like last week, I think we were talking about it. But like even working out I feel like
Mhm.
helps your libido in some way.
Yeah.
If you start like doing that and taking care of yourself, you like for me it's like I don't know, like it's definitely like jerking off has came like it's more so in my life than it was like a month ago. But
Mhm.
even then, it's like it's not bad. Um, my thing is just like I
Well,
do want to stop.
if
Like
you're comfortable with disclosing, how often do you jerk off?
it's
If
about
you're
like
comfortable with disclosing.
it's about like 4 or 5 times a week. Like like if we're not doing anything, if it's
Mhm.
like we're not hanging out at all, like we're too busy, like life's happening and like we just haven't, been around, then chances are like 5 times in the week.
Yeah.
But like if I'm like active sexually, it's like we're like, you know, like that's not then it's really never at
Mhm.
that point. And so it's just like I don't know. I'm just that kind of way where it's like and like honestly like it's just it does like calm me down or I guess or like helps like soothe me into like going to sleep or like
Yeah.
even like you said like waking up,
Yeah.
like
Well, I actually like I this is gonna sound silly, but I did like I learned that kind of from like the Whitney Cummings podcast
mm,
that like it has different effects for guys and girls.
yeah.
That's why like I don't really feel the need to do it. Like
Mm,
I'll go weeks without thinking about it because I'm like I feel energetic as it is. Like for guys it's like a trope that like guys like come and they're like wiped out, they need to go to sleep. But for girls it like awakens like other like chemicals in your body,
yeah, yeah.
in your brain that are like let's you're like she said like you're overthinking things like
Mm,
you're like let's get going like what's going on like like if you're like insecure about the guy that you're with, like why isn't he talking to me? Why is da 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 da
Hmm.
whatever? You know what I mean? And it's like different chemical reactions
Hmm.
that like an orgasm has like on a
Yeah.
guy versus a
Versus a
girl,
girl. Yeah.
where like girls get wired up in a way and
Hmm.
like guys like get turned down,
Oh yeah, they
you
turn
know?
off. You
Yeah.
know, this. Dude, there have been so many times,
Yeah.
so many, myself included, like where it's like, yeah, you're done, you're dead, you're dead, like
Yeah.
legit. Like someone goes in, like if you go in the restroom first, or if I go in the restroom first, it doesn't matter. At one point, if someone's gonna be in the restroom, I'm gonna be in bed and I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like I just,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna be fighting to go to sleep, and I'm gonna wake up by the sound of the door opening. You
Yeah.
know, because I don't want to be that dude. But it is hard.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
hard to like stay up after, you
To
know,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
after any of that. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
it's just it is like a nightcap, for at least for guys, and which is really fucking funny. Like
I
it's
mean, it's funny
really
because
funny.
it's like that's like the stereotype. That's the common trope.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that like guys jerk off and like just go to sleep.
it is, and like I don't know, man. Like, I'm not ashamed of it, of like masturbation or anything like that. I think if anything, it's very healthy for you, especially as men. I think men need to do it in very like in promiscuous ways. You know, in the
To think clearly.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
For sure.
I
For
think you need to
sure.
just explore your body, because there's
I
been
agree.
such a
Yeah.
norm for guys, like, or such a like just a fad of guys not trying anything on their body. You know, like
Yeah.
you gotta explore it. You know, and
Yeah.
that includes your asshole. Like I'm just gonna say it, guys. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. Like you gotta just try it. You know,
Just
why not?
fucking try it. Yeah.
Why
Just
not?
go for it. Honestly, like I'm glad you say that because there's this thing of like guys think like everything makes you gay.
No.
Everything in like wearing a sweater when it's cold makes you
Mhm.
gay. You know what I mean? Using an umbrella when it rains
Gay.
makes you gay.
Yeah, totally.
Cleaning your room, gay.
Gay.
Reading a
Yeah.
book,
Gay.
gay. Like everything is
Gay.
gay.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it's like, first of all, it's kind of problematic. What's wrong with being gay? Second of
Nothing.
all,
It's just
no, it
fun.
doesn't make you gay. Like doing things doesn't literally make you gay. Being like a better person doesn't make you gay.
I don't think, the thing is, like, if you, but okay, what guys have to understand, and I feel like something that guys are really afraid of, and I think that's something even I was afraid of growing up, because when I was growing up, like, if you did gay stuff, you were just fucking gay, and like, it's just, like, it wasn't really looked at as the best thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, when I started experimenting with myself like that, like, I was just like, hey, like, I feel like this is wrong mentally, but physically it feels so right, you know? And like that's the thing, it's like I wouldn't tell anyone else that this is wrong.
Yeah.
If someone told me that they were gay and they do this, I wouldn't tell anyone else. So
So
what's
why would
wrong?
you tell yourself?
Exactly. And like I'm having fun. Like if anything, especially like when it comes to like like understanding your body. It's like you when you bring that to the table with a partner, it makes it fun for both of you, because if you have someone else who's also like I guess cool with that, if you date someone who's not cool, then that's on you.
Yeah.
But if you're dating someone that's gonna accept you for what you are, like mentally, physically, sexually, all of that,
Yeah.
that's important. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think it's like guys have to accept that it's okay to try,
Yeah.
because it's better than assuming that you don't like it, even though you don't know if you do.
I mean, just the fact that like girls get like in a way like the luxury and the privilege of like being bi-curious and
Yeah, that's
experimenting with
not
other
fair.
girls,
Yeah.
and you can come out of that unscathed and
Mhm.
be like, yeah, I experimented in
Mhm.
college, da 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 da.
Mhm.
And guys can't like get that same
Mhm.
treatment
No, yeah, and
without like being like burned
you
for
don't have
life
to
as like, oh, you're a
yeah, and
fucking
that's the thing.
like,
I think guys don't have guys, even if they do experiment, I feel like there's shame with it too.
uh-huh.
Like
They keep it on the low.
you keep it on the low, like, and that's, I mean, that's fine. You say what you're comfortable with, but also I feel like the only thing that, like, you don't have to tell them that you're experimenting. You don't know yourself,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know like all the facts on any given topic, you wouldn't say. I mean, unless you're like this,
Yeah.
you wouldn't say that you know.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't say that you're gay if you just experimented with it, and then the first time you try anal, just because, like, let's put it this way, like, if you're a guy and you put like a butt plug in your ass and you like it, it's cool, but then you try anal with a dude sometime, or someone with a strap on, and you don't like it, well, then I mean, like, what does that really say? You know, like, are you truly gay, or are you just like something like
Or you're
that
just like something like up your
up your
ass.
ass? You know, like, do you find men attractive? Do you want to get fucked by one, or do you just like something up your ass? You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and like, does that merit? Like, if you like something up your ass, does that merit you as being gay? Like, I don't know. Like, that's something that if you feel like it is something, then maybe you are. Like, maybe you have
Yeah,
to question it even further. Maybe you do like something more,
exactly.
and like that's okay to question.
It's
But
okay to question, and also it's not the worst thing ever if it's like, let's say like you are a dude and you try to like have sex with a guy,
mhm,
you don't like something up your ass, but maybe what if it depends on the guy that it is?
true.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world
If you
for
wanted to,
you to be like, I'm bisexual.
mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's not like the end of the world
it's
if you
not.
say that you're like into both sexes. Like
Mhm. Like it's that's the thing. It's like I don't think guys have gotten that privilege yet. You know,
they haven't, because guys are supposed to be tough and not cry and like not show their feelings
and fuck and
and
like,
just fuck and be animals and be robots and like
mhm,
you know what I
mhm.
mean? Which is like,
But you can be both. You can be a bisexual man or a gay man
mm-hmm.
and still be a man.
And still be a man.
Like
Yeah,
you can be anything you want to be.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, to go even further on that, if we're talking about like what it like means to be a man, look, this is gonna sound really crazy, like really fucking off, but I've met women that embody everything that
And
I like know about what it is to be a man.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Can
So
you
then it's
explain
like,
that?
and yeah, like that sense of like taking control, providing, like always having like an answer, always being like
Yeah,
having that physical strength.
yeah.
All you know, the stereotypical like
Being a man. I don't think
being a
the
man.
thing about being that term being a man, it's not a man that you're trying to be. It's a fucking responsible human being. Like I think
Yeah,
it's just like anyone can be a man, I guess. Anyone can step up to the plate and do whatever they got to do.
yeah,
You know, anyone can like do whatever the manly things that men can do. You know, because guess what? It's 2020, and there's like women lumberjacks. There's nothing that a man can do that a woman
there's
can't
women
do.
single moms,
Yeah,
and
no,
I don't
yeah,
know what like is a bigger like be a man than like a single mom
yeah. Who works a double
who works a
and
double, who
takes care
raises
of
kids,
kids
who
and
like to,
cooks and everything, does the
yeah,
laundry and teaches them life lessons, morals, everything like that. Has to
yeah,
go through them with school and even try to date, even if they want to. On top of
yeah,
that,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
can you even imagine?
yeah.
Like, no, be a woman if anything. Like, fuck, be like flexible like that. Like, be a man. Like that's like being a man is just like what you be
It's a set of
stoic and
qualities,
yeah,
it sounds like.
it is it all it's.
So then, like, okay, flip it
Mhm,
around. We're saying like be a man is like
mhm.
a certain set of qualities that a person has. Then it it also can be the case that then like be a woman,
Mhm.
be nurturing, be caring,
Why
be
can't we be? Why can't
caretaking.
we be both? Why
Why
can't we
can't
just?
men also do that? And actually, single fathers,
Mhm.
there are men that fucking do that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that kick. I do know actually a single dad. I had a coworker, who had a single who was just a single dad,
Yeah.
and like took care of his two daughters.
Yeah.
Was a girl dad the entire time, and still is. He's doing a great job, and
Yeah.
like it's just like you. There doesn't it shouldn't be a man, be a woman kind of deal. It should
Yeah.
be a human,
Yes. Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
really well-rounded human parent,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, be a provider,
Be a
a
provider and
partner.
like
Like if you want to be someone great, you know, if you want to be a man, you know, if you want to be a woman, if you want to be a real one, you know, you got to step up to the plate.
step up to the plate and
And we all
like
know what that means.
yeah, in like your own physical like abilities, emotional abilities, mental ability, whatever, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
step up to the plate, which really brings into question like, because we've talked about this before, right? Like differences between men and women. And we always go into like, well, there's a strength for sure. Physical strength, like
There's undeniably,
guys
like physically, there's differences. Yes.
guys are physically stronger, girls are emotionally smarter.
Hmm.
Guys, you know, pros and cons
Yes.
of the different sexes. But it's like we see constantly people who defy that anyway. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, then if that's the case, wouldn't it kind of make more sense to like just instill those as like qualities that any person should have?
I think that's something that we're getting
towards now with the times, and I know this is like a common theme that I keep like having now on this pod, but like it just gets easier and easier to like get rid of those boundaries with the
Yeah.
times. It's just the facts, man. Like men haven't like the fact that I'm saying this right now on a podcast, you know, yeah, I may be hitting like one or two people or however many, but like the fact that like I have the intention of putting it out there on a platform where it's like the world can hear it, like it's just like it's a different thing than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40, you know.
We're only like if you can only hope to run into some money to put these opinions out there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, yeah.
I mean, like I don't know. It's just like I think it's only gonna get normalized more and more. You know, it's becoming a mind your business kind of thing. Who
Yeah.
cares if I like this?
Yeah.
Fuck you for even thinking that.
Well,
You know?
we're even seeing that with like this is another thing that came into my mind, but like polygamy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We're getting into like a thing of, you know what? Maybe it's not the worst thing if kids are like raised like that saying, it takes a village.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or like not even let go of polygamy, but like just community of some
Mhm.
sort. Like, and polygamy is a source of community,
Yeah.
but it is like, I guess, like quote unquote like an alternative lifestyle
It is. I mean, like, but like, is that because it's a norm that we've?
that we set for ourselves
Yeah.
because we focused on the nuclear family for so long.
Yeah. But there's
It's
something
like,
about it though. We can't deny it, that like
it
like,
does work. The
like-
nuclear family does work.
But is that because it's like?
But that's
it-
because it works having a family, period.
period. Yeah. No matter
having
who they
some-
are,
yeah,
blood
yeah,
or
yeah.
not, your people closest to you.
Having a community
Mhm.
there works.
And that's the thing,
we've-
like
yes.
community is something that that no one has a sense of anymore. Like,
Yes.
having love for one another, your neighbor, it starts there. And essentially, I mean, isn't that what this whole police thing, like one of the reasons that we're like protesting
Exactly.
is because cops don't even live in the same neighborhood or towns
Exactly.
that they are
That they
trying to police. you know?
Yes.
Exactly. It's just like the thing is like we have to take it that far back. Yeah, you know, it's the community that matters. It's your family that matters. And guess what? Your neighbors are your family. We are, the world are each other's family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like just look around like the town that you live in.
Yeah.
Wherever you live. These people live in the same jurisdiction. When their ballot comes in, their ballot is identical to yours.
Mhm.
They vote, I mean, unless you're like Democrat, Republican. But as far as like the city elections go, the school board, your county elections, it's the same. You're the same. Like you're literally the same. You're living in the same place. Why would it not be beneficial for you to look out for one another's interests? And that's because like really the only explanation you can give for that is like income. Like some ballot initiatives favor certain like income brackets more than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which goes back to the point of like wealth gaps
Mhm.
and income gaps and like
Yeah.
how that like
Yeah.
wealth
Well, that's the-
distribution like
Well, yeah, because like with
even
those
affects democracy and
well,
like
with those barriers,
how people see each other.
it distorts our view of like family, which is our community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
You
the
start
income.
thinking your family is like your family, like your immediate family.
If your siblings, like I mean, like most people who like, I mean, like some relationship with their family members, like most people, if their siblings, their mom, their dad, whoever, aunt, uncle, depending on how close you are with that specific sibling, if they're going through a tough time financially, most of them I've seen it firsthand, like come through and
Yeah.
like help and provide relief. It's just like, why can't we just have that with everyone else? Like, if we all make it, it's gonna be that much better. 'Cause we
Yeah.
all will not have any problems.
Yeah.
You know, like if we look for the greater good of each other, then we'll be good because someone will always have our back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the beauty part of it. But it's a shame that we live in a country where we just can't be exposed to that.
Where we can't do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I think like at the local level, the way that we realistically would be able to do that is by like forming like worker co-ops. Because just think about like, for example, I won't say like where you work, but think about like where you work, right?
Mm.
The person who owns where you work doesn't live in Mobile.
Even
I'm
the
assuming.
landlord that lives that
The landlord
owns
doesn't
where
live
you
in
work.
Our landlord doesn't live
I guarantee you they don't.
anywhere
Why would
fucking
they?
near here. Yeah.
Why if you own land in Mobile?
You don't live in Mobile.
Yeah.
You
I
simply
don't-
put, like, I don't care. You don't live in Mobile.
and by land, I mean like by land. If you
Literally, where I live is like, it's not even a company. It's a person. They don't live in Mobile.
I don't
You don't.
doubt
You're
that.
just,
Yeah.
yeah. You're just don't.
You're so
just so
desensitized
disconnected.
to like your
Yeah.
community. You don't even know. You just care about what's going on about your little area. You know,
Yeah.
not about what the shops in your community are doing. You know,
Yes.
to
Yeah.
your it just makes you think like, okay, no one gives a fuck. You know, about wherever like they place, you know, their business. You know, whether it be police or business owners or landowners. It's something that we have to get out of, and I think it's hard to see a way out, especially with landlords.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, even like the ones that live in LA, like the ones who own land in LA, like they probably are so out and away from like those properties that they just are desensitized of like the hardship that is like living in there. You know?
Yeah.
It's just it's
I
all
mean, people who like own land in LA live in like Saudi Arabia. First of all,
So,
like,
yeah, I wanted to say something like that because I just don't know that's
you're
true.
not
But
far
you
off,
assume,
honestly,
right?
from
Like,
yeah.
like legit, like you have to assume that
They live
someone
like
who
in
lives,
Qatar.
yeah, someone. Oh my god, dude, Qatar is so. Speaking of, Qatar should not have the next men's World Cup. It's bullshit. That stadium is being built on
by
slavery.
slaves. Yeah.
Like people are dying because of that, but because it's
Yeah.
football, because it's a beautiful sport, we're allowing this to happen. That is bullshit.
That is bullshit.
And I'm done with that. Anyways, that's
yeah.
like the thing is like where was I even going? Yeah, no. If you own land in LA, if you own like a complex, like a duplex or something like that, a house, multiple houses in LA, you are probably not living there. You're probably living somewhere either across country, like probably New York, or somewhere really nice where you can fuck up the land,
Yeah.
Texas, you know, and
Yeah.
really get like acres of land and just do the same thing, you know, in different states or anything like that. But like, why do you even need that much money in the first place? Like I can't even fathom that much money. Like the rent. I remember I went to a studio one time off Sunset Boulevard, and I remember hearing about the rent that was being paid at that studio. It was a home studio that was being recorded at, and it was like near $1 million, just
Yeah.
like for year round. Like just
Yeah.
like, bro, how do you even like pay that much? Like how do you
Yeah.
like comfortably charge one tenant
For
this?
that much amount. Well, just think about like any person's rent, not even like a studio, a person's apartment, a person's house.
Don't get me wrong, the
person's
house is
whatever.
beautiful. It was right off Sunset Boulevard. It was gorgeous, man. I've never seen a house like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But like that's still ridiculous rent.
Okay, this is, yes, I agree with that, and I'm just like saying like don't like even constrain it to that, because think about like everybody's rent is like a third to a half of their income. That is criminal. Like your rent should be like, first, I mean, in an ideal world, like housing is public, because how can you make
How are we gonna
profit off
survive?
of housing?
You know, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Mhm.
But even then, like at the most, like should your rent take up like a third, a half of your income?
Mhm.
Like that's ludicrous. Like that's insane.
How are you expected to get ahead? You know, for those who don't like really have the opportunity to like pay rent full, you know, it's hard to
Yeah.
like just to have a low
To
entry
live,
job, especially now.
dude.
Like to live, yeah, to live comfortably.
Like
you have
I
to,
get it if you're like a business, right? Like okay, maybe then you can say like, well, how are you gonna help me out because you're running a business here? I'm making money, but to live, like literally, that is like the pillar. What do like humans need to survive is like food, clothing, shelter, and
What is that,
like
Maslow's like law of like
yeah, it's
yeah.
like one of like the basic things that people need to survive, and we turned
We're-
it into
we're
like something to
negating that?
profit off
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like we make a profit off that. Just
That's
a basic
crazy.
necessity that we've
That's
constructed.
outrageous.
Yeah. I can't explain it either, you know.
Yeah, we're We're at 2:20, and you know what? I'm down. I'm still down to play Cards Against Humanity.
You want to play a quick round?
Yeah, let's play a quick round.
Quick
Why
round.
not?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Because we've ran on like this long.
We rambled long enough, guys. We're just gonna play a quick round of Cards Against Humanity. You want to take another shot?
I'm down.
All right, fuck it.
I'm down.
Is it?
I'm like full
is-
disclosure, probably gonna like puke after this.
I was gonna say, is this podcast courage of drinking?
Yeah.
I think so.
We're like we're gonna play Cards Against Humanity, and we went on like a full hour and 20.
Yeah. No. Remember when we were
We
saying
just shooting the shit.
shooting the shit? You know. But hey, this is nice. I'm glad we did this.
No, I'm glad too. Like this was fun. I had
Yeah.
a lot of fun. This is like what honestly like when we started like the vision for this podcast, this is
I
like
expected more of this.
more of this because this is like what we started with. Like these honestly, guys, these are like conversations that like me and Vic just have like
Every day.
every day. Like
Yeah.
we're just like just literally talking.
And that's why we created
Shooting
this podcast.
from the hip
you
type
know.
of shit.
Yeah, we'll go on these tangents for a while, and we were just like, you know what? We just talk a lot, and why not record it?
Why not record it?
Yeah.
All right. So
That
let's
being
play
said-
yeah.
Yes, let's play Cards Against Humanity. I'm gonna turn this light on, pour another shot. You take it from here, and yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna do it. And with that being said, I'm gonna go pee. It doesn't matter because we can cut this out. But I'm gonna go pee because I really have to pee.
no, that's cool. I got
just
it.
let it
I'm
play,
here.
and we'll just cut it out.
No,
it doesn't
I'm here,
matter.
guys.
We'll
You know,
cl-
I'll
we'll
talk to
trim
you
it.
guys. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to. It's not the fact that we can't do it. It's the fact that I don't want to do it. And I think, you know what? I could wait a second. You know, I don't have to pour a shot right now. I don't have to. I mean, I did turn on a light in that time. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this has been an interesting podcast, guys. Drinking wise, with you. I don't know if you've been drinking with us. If you haven't, that's tight. If you haven't, that's been tight. That's for sure. But also, yeah, I don't know what to say. I love you guys. But Cards Against Humanity, it's an interesting game. I was looking through the white cards, and there's so many there's so many jokes, and I'm like, wow, this is I don't feel comfortable saying these, and I don't know if you guys ever feel that way either. Like there's some like ridiculous things that's just too funny not to say. Like, for example, I'm gonna read you one that's like a white card, just one random white card that says "giant sperm from outer space." So if you're not aware of how Cards Against Humanity works, it's essentially like if you pick, like you have a black card, which is like essentially your question, or it's a it's a phrase that you have to complete or so, or like a train of thought, you know, and you have like 10 cards that you have to pick from, and giant sperm from outer space was one of the answers that I was given. So at one point down the line, whether I agree that's the best answer or not, I'm gonna have to put that down. And like that's a funny one. That's a really funny one. But like I don't know, some of these like okay, like there's one called the primal ball slapping sex your parents are having right now. Like that's cool. That's really funny. But finally finishing off the Indians doesn't sound pretty funny. Like, it is dark humor, but it's just I do agree with like a sense of like, do we need this one? Do you want to have this one? Like, I'm down for ridiculous humor, like giant sperm from outer space, but I don't think some of these are acceptable, you know. And now that Anna's back, let me explain to her. Oh, let me explain to her real quick.
I just heard outer space.
It's giant sperm from outer space. I was
Giant
explaining some of the
from outer space.
I was explaining the white cards.
Okay. What?
And how some of them are just not necessary. Like I just went on a tangent on that.
Does one of them say giant sperm from outer space?
Yeah, I'm gonna swap that one out real quick.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. I thought you were comparing the cards to giant sperm from outer space. You know, this is really random, but I remember like when Vic and I first met, I sent him a Pixies playlist, and we really bonded over this like really funny song by the Pixies called Tony's Theme. about
song is so cute.
Yeah, Kim Deal's like starts it off with
This one's
like,
Tony's theme.
yeah, this is a song about a superhero named Tony. It's called Tony's Theme.
That's so cute. Like, you
And
know,
that was like the cutest thing ever. And the song is like such like if a 6-year-old could like write like a Pixie song, like that's
That
literally
would be
like
the
what it
one.
would sound like.
high key. The Pixies are such a cool band.
The Pixies is like an amazing band, and I hope like once COVID is done, I want to see them so bad.
I do too.
Like,
Like,
I
they-
know it's not even like the original like
I don't care.
like what's it
down.
called, lineup. I
Yeah,
don't know,
at this
whatever.
point, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because it's okay. Like, have you ever seen a tribute band?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, so like the cool thing about tribute bands, like the only tribute band I've ever seen was like a Beatles tribute band. It was at the
Uh-huh.
Mission Tobacco Lounge,
yeah,
and it was just like the tribute band that covered like all the generations of the Beatles,
yeah.
and they even covered like
That's
John
so funny
Lennon's.
because I saw a Beatles tribute band too.
Oh, really?
Is that like the most common like
It
tribute
has
band?
to be. It's the,
The
most
Beatles?
most popular band.
Yeah.
You know. So of course, that or like Led Zeppelin or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know. But I saw them. And I just remember like I was drunk.
Yeah,
You know, it was like, but I progressively got drunk. I didn't show up to the party drunk. But the thing was like, I just felt like I was there at a Beatles concert. You know,
Yes.
it wasn't good enough. You know, because I knew that like, no, I mean like it wasn't good enough because obviously that feeling is different of seeing the Beatles versus seeing a tribute band.
yeah,
But like for me, like the fact that I know I can never see the Beatles ever in my life, and even if Paul somehow got the like mustered up the ability to play it, it wouldn't be the same. But like I would still do it, and like it's just like there's something different about like seeing those songs, even if it's a tribute band, or if it's like the real deal. It's just like yeah, I don't know where I was going with this.
the Beatles fuck.
The Beatles fuck. That's
The Beatles fuck.
No, they definitely fuck.
No, I was listening to there's this podcast that I listen to. It's called the H3H3 podcast,
Mhm.
and like in their most recent episode, I think that it was, they played this clip from Ringo Starr a while ago, and it's just him like saying like if you send fan mail after like October 20th,
Hmm.
it's not gonna be read, it's not gonna be opened, but like in a British accent.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Peace and
But it's
love.
not gonna be
It's
open.
not gonna be open. Fair enough. Like
That's like the only.
Like a
Paul
Kim-
McCartney's still living, right?
Paul McCartney's still alive.
And Ringo is alive.
Yeah, Ringo's alive,
John Lennon is not.
and George Harrison are dead.
And George, yeah.
Yeah, John and George are dead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did like low key grow up on the Beatles. Just 'cause my
I
parents
didn't.
listened to them a lot.
See, like I had like that unique Beatles perspective of like I didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
until like last summer.
Yeah,
Like literally, like last summer was the first like time I legit listened to the Beatles,
yeah,
and the entire time I was like, every song is the Beatles.
yeah.
Like Tame Impala is not a thing.
Yes.
Listen to Blue Jay Way from the Beatles and tell me that's not a Tame Impala song waiting to happen.
Yeah, listen to I don't know like what the title of it is, but the one that's like, it seems like we only go backwards.
Oh yeah, okay,
I
yeah,
don't know what the title of that is, but
Mhm.
that's 100% like the Beatles.
Mhm.
Every song is the Beatles.
Yeah.
As overrated as you think the Beatles are, they
And they
like,
probably
credited
are.
and they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like people took that and ran with it and made cooler stuff
Yes.
inspired by
yes.
that.
But like
they
the thing
were the
is, it still was
foundation.
inspired by it. You
It
know,
was,
like,
yeah.
And then like, ain't they might? I get where people are saying like, yeah, they suck because it's easy to be the first band, but you still
of
got to be the
anything,
first band.
But you still got to be the
You
first
still
band.
got to be first, and
You
that's
know,
hard.
And we should like look at honestly like blues and soul, which is like what the Beatles like were.
That's where they
inspired
came
by.
through. You know,
Yeah.
like blues, soul, and probably like I would imagine like some jazz elements too, like and even like foreign music. Like dude, like one point they had a sitar.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
like
They fucked around. They
You know,
played around.
and I
yeah.
do want to like kind of like comment on that, like you, for my fellow musicians out there, like be wary of like of hanging out with Spotify, you know, and like falling into your music, you know,
Yes.
loving your music and only listening to like your favorite genre, like specifically you indie heads, like I love you and I'm part of you. My band is an indie band, you know, but like it's dangerous for you guys, for us to, for anyone, if you're into just indie or if you're into just country, you know,
Yeah.
stop listening to just your
favorite genre.
Yeah.
Branch out, because we like the thing
Listen
is
to literally a thing that you wouldn't listen. Like that's the best advice I can give.
the Japanese city funk playlist is pretty dang good. Japanese coffee house playlist, wow,
Yes, it's really
fantastic,
good.
fantastic.
I would even go beyond that and like listen to literally like eh, like being at the business. I find myself listening to like a lot of like cumbia,
Cumbia is fantastic.
salsa,
That seems like you
like
you
Spanish ballads,
and your
rock en
band really
español.
turned
Like
rock
yo
español has been
yeah.
fantastic. Like you put that on
Rock in
anytime.
like honestly any language.
Anything,
Plug
yeah.
in like whatever you are. Listen to like the music that's
Mhm.
popular in like any fucking country.
Yeah.
Just listen to that.
For you metalheads, check out anything that's like in the Middle East. It's metal as fuck. Like,
Yes.
like
yeah.
that movement is like the metal movement is very well alive in the Middle East because it's so badass to be a metalhead in the
In
Middle
the
East.
Middle East.
Yeah, you can get like all kinds of
Because it's
trouble
like
for that.
illegal.
It's totally illegal. Like
Everything's like illegal in Saudi
like any
Arabia.
band, like some bands that go there and perform, like big bands that go there and perform there, they can't perform with like they have to perform under conditions where like such as like the audience has to be sitting,
Mhm.
only sitting.
Really?
Yeah. There has to be like you can't allow this to be shown or like you can't move in a certain way. Like there are restrictions.
What happens if you break them?
I
Do
either
you get fined or something? I imagine.
it could be that you get fined, you go to jail. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not an expert on that one. But I mean like in other countries you go to jail for defaming a statue over there or
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So who knows? It can be as little as a fine, a slap on the wrist, or you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You're gonna whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
who knows? But that's the thing. It's like you need to find different music out there. It's hard. It's hard enough to find good music in your genre without it all sounding the same.
Yes.
Because you can find it.
Yeah.
There's good music out there, but how many bands sound similar?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, if
And
we're being real, like I think like to be like someone who loves music, like they take somebody who like really loves indie music, they're listening to a lot of bands that to an outsider sound the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh no,
You're
definitely.
listening to that because you're listening to like specifics.
Mhm.
And you're really listening to like
But
the
to
melody and the lyrics
to
and
a
like,
random
different
stranger,
riffs and
to a naked ear, like
to a naked ear it sounds
it
the
all
same.
sounds the same. There's
Yeah.
there's nothing differential from, I guess, like bands like Whitney
Yeah.
and like bands like Real Estate.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, not like Real Estate, and I'm sorry, one thing I think Real Estate made Whitney, but like I don't know, like there's this current indie scene that we're in.
Like Peach Pit and like Biba Doobie like sound the same.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or like Claro and Biba Doobie like sound the same. You
Or
know what I
even
mean?
like with alt rock too, like Kings of Leon and like Eddie Vedder's like Pearl Jam, you know.
Mhm.
Like they're descendants of it, you know.
Yeah, like they sound the same. Like if I show that stuff to my parents, like they sound the same.
Oh yeah.
Everyone listens to like whatever music they're like trained
Mhm.
to listen to.
Mhm. Like the unique bands out there, like Beach House, for example.
Mhm.
Like Beach House is such a unique band because like anyone who tries to follow that formula can immediately tell you that's Beach House.
Yes.
Like that's such a like their sound was so
They're like low key like the Beatles of like synths. Like if we're
anyone
being
who
real.
anyone who's like skeptical about how good Beach House is, if you've only heard audio wise just their albums from their albums, listen to their live stuff, watch their music videos, and like, dude, I can't like I remember like there was like when this pandemic first started and like we were all like trapped inside. I went through a Beach House phase and I showed you and my roommate like their videos
Yeah.
and like their live performances, and like this entire time I was just like, how could you not be so attracted to a band? Like they
Yeah.
have the aesthetic. Most importantly, the aesthetic.
Yes.
They have the
Yeah.
mysterious vibe that comes with it. They're a three-piece. And they make noises that I can only dream about.
Very
Like-
specific sounds.
Like, and
Very
when I say
specific
dream
sounds.
about, I legit mean like dream about.
Yeah.
Like, and funny enough, like they want to be in a like they want to make a soundtrack to a sci-fi movie, and
Which one?
anyone.
Oh,
They just
just,
want
like, in
that
general.
opportunity,
Mhm.
you know.
Oh, they'd be perfect for like some kind of like dreamy sci-fi
no one wants to
shit.
do it. No one is down. Like, and
Yeah.
if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're trying to be an aspiring like movie maker, producer, director, whatever,
Do it.
I want to get into making movies just so I can
Yeah.
somehow, if like a dream happens where like I get into movies, I get somehow good at it, and
Yeah.
I could get to choose who my music is. I would pick Beach
Yeah.
House, Victoria Legrand, all day.
You know what's interesting to me then is I want to see what Beach House's influences are.
Me too.
I want to
actually.
see who influenced them. Like that. Whenever I look at an artist whose like music I like, I have this tendency of always
Who do they listen
Wikipediaing
to?
them to see if I can
Mm.
find their influences.
You know,
Because
like
then I'm like, okay, that's the source.
well, Car Seat Headrest is interesting because like he made it very known that he's like into Leonard Cohen, and when I listen to Leonard Cohen, that's such an old artist. And I
Mhm.
find it very interesting when like artists, like newer artists, talk about older artists.
Yeah.
Like Car Seat Headrest is a newer band in the sense of like they're young, they're in
Yeah.
their 20s, and like they know the Beatles as well as they do. They know like they know Leonard Cohen as well as they do, and they know all these like these interesting like old artists
Yeah.
that you know only like our parents know
Yeah.
or even like our grandparents know.
Yeah.
Like where did they get the time? Like that's like they paid their dues and they went back and they did their research on the ones who came first.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like nowadays I feel like that's the best way you can approach it. You have to pay your dues and you have to start from the beginning.
Yes.
Like so for those who are in like rock and roll, you might as well listen to Led Zeppelin
Yeah.
because you're gonna find
Yeah.
some. If you love any guitar, you might as well listen to Led Zeppelin. Like,
Cause you showed me Led Zeppelin. I've also like listened to Led Zeppelin, and they sound like just guitar wise like pioneers in a lot of ways.
yeah,
No, but high key, like I agree with all of that. Is like looking back into what did your folks listen to? What did you grow up listen to? What did your grandparents listen to?
yeah.
And I want to like incorporate high key a lot of cumbia into like our music. You know what
Are
I
you
mean?
talking about like specifically like mine and yours?
Yeah, like mine and yours music because they have amazing melodies
Yeah.
and beats and even lyrics.
Well, like that's the thing. It's like we're not gonna find out. We're not. It's like you have to think. Every musician needs to start thinking like this way, of like an album, a song, whatever it is a textbook.
Yeah.
Like it's all you're gonna learn from it, and you're gonna make yourself better. If you expose yourself to like Toxic, it has a killer bass line.
Yes.
Toxic by Britney Spears.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic
It
bass line.
does.
Like stop thinking in the mindset of like, oh, it's Toxic. Oh, it's a top 40 hit. It's
No, listen to it.
shut up and listen to it and try to
It's
find
fucking
something.
good.
Find
It's
something.
so fucking good. Yeah.
Toxic is like the best, dude. Oh my
Look
god.
up who made the bass line. I want to look that up. But like just listen to that bass line and look up who made it and like do some research. Like see
Fall
like
in that
who-
web. Like
Yeah.
so if you listen to a top 40 hit and you find a bass like Gaga has incredible like guitar parts in her live stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you watch any live footage of her playing, it's just like so bro shreds.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, and that's the other thing too. It's like your favorite artist, go check them out live, like because then you can find other things too, and you might just go down a wormhole. Like it's never wrong to do more research because I feel like because we live in a time where it's all like disposable at our fingertips, we all become complacent and just like understand like I can look it up whenever, but we don't look it up whenever.
Yeah.
We just kind of
We
like
put it
run
off.
with the waves and like kind of like just like
Yeah.
spread with them and just listen to the same old, the same 10 songs. Where it's become a meme now, where like the whole like me listening to the same 10 songs in the same playlist or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like I think we need to start going back to the old days and forcing ourselves to expose each other to new stuff. Like if you didn't have a CD player in the 80s or certain kind of whatever CD players were created, you know, if you didn't have it, you were listening to the radio.
Yeah.
And
That's all you had to go off.
if
of.
you're listening to the radio, you're listening to like someone else's music taste that they're exposing to you. It may be a corporation or something like that, but if you're listening to the college radio, that's different.
Yeah.
You listen to probably like Jazz Tuesdays
Yes.
and fucking weird shit and just weird shit. And
Because
some
that's
cool shit here
literally
and
like
there.
someone's like personal taste.
And you're whether you know it or not, you're retaining that information. You're listening to it, and if you're constantly listening to Jazz Tuesdays every Tuesday, because your commute is like an hour and a half from wherever you're going to wherever, you're gonna pick something up regardless you know it or not.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. You are. You just are. Like it
You are
happens.
what you listen to.
You are what you listen to, even if you don't realize it. Like,
Mhm.
do you ever like listen to the same thing for a long time, and before you know it, you're like, not even listen to it. Whatever's in your heart, like at
Yeah.
that point, like you'll hum
can't
it, you'll
explain
sing it,
You'll never explain
you'll
it.
think about it.
Like some people, okay, like I mean, like I know I said you'll never be able to explain it, but like some people can recognize where the source of like that melody comes from, and that's great. But like sometimes in the moment you really don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah,
Like you're running off a flow state and you can't.
that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, and like you can't. Music's such a weird thing. I imagine like drawing and like painting is kind of like the same thing where it's like you don't even know how you're doing it,
Yeah,
but you're doing it. And
exactly.
maybe it's like
yeah.
from like you looking at things all your life and like hearing things all your life, and now you're just like regurgitating it now in this moment where you have to produce. Maybe it's that, but it's just like it's one of those things where it's like you should expose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. It's like meditation. There's no such thing as a negative outlook to it. Like
Yeah.
there's no negative.
There's no like way to be wrong. There's no wrong answer. You just do it,
Definitely.
and like you're in it. You
And
know
on
what I
top
mean?
of that too, it's like if you listen to more music, it's like, dude, you become more like you become easier to like talk to with everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always thought like it's better to be a jack of trades than a master of
Yes.
one. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and that means like yeah, I can know like back in high school, I knew the entire like metal like history. Funny enough, like my parents got me a book, like the book of heavy metal when I was younger. There was a book, Barnes and Noble, called The Book of Heavy Metal, and it was
The book.
the Book of Heavy Metal, and it had a timeline of like starting from like Sabbath, and like it would just like kind of like show like a certain like timeline from the beginning. Like Black
Uh-huh.
Sabbath was the first one, and all the way up until like the early 2000s or so
Yeah.
of like metal bands, and it went from like Sabbath and like Van Halen, which was like hair metal, into thrash metal, into like new metal, into like newer and newer stuff, like
The
and
evolution.
It was the evolution of metal. And it's like you can be that master of that one genre, and that's tight. But like, who cares? Like you're
Well,
just
who
limiting
cares?
yourself.
Yeah. That's interesting that your folks got you that.
Yeah, I mean, like we were into metal.
My folks got
family.
me a regular encyclopedia. That's how I knew what sex was.
That's actually pretty cool. That
That's how I found out what sex was.
Really, you looked it up?
And
Did you look up sex, or did you find it?
I found it in the encyclopedia that my
Mm.
folks got me. And I was like 7 or 8, and I told my folks like, I know what sex is. I
You're
know
like,
I know
found
its
out.
purpose. I know what it's for.
Mhm. You're like,
And
"Fuck the
all they
story."
said was like, take care of yourself. Be careful.
I mean, like, dude,
Now that you know how to get pregnant, take care of yourself.
you know what's gonna happen to you, right?
Don't do it.
Like, don't do it. You know? Pull out, as my
Pull
mom
out.
would say.
Yeah, so on that note, we did not play Cards Against Humanity.
Sorry if you guys wanted. If you listened to
If
this
you
pod,
wanted it, I'm
let
sorry.
us know. Let us know.
Let us know. We'll do it. We'll do it in
We'll
a
do
we
it.
have we have it. We have the cards. We'll do it in a later episode. But in any case, I mean, I hope you guys like enjoyed the conversation that we had.
This is fun. You're like,
The many like topics that we went through, and this is just us. This is just us like shooting the shit. This is just what we talk about.
if you're rolling with us right now, you're rolling with us, and we love you. But
Then-
also,
yeah.
like if you're not, I get it.
If
But,
you're
like,
rolling with us
come
now, if you're rolling with us now, then we could probably kick it like in real life, because this is literally us.
Yeah, if
This
you're
is,
rolling
like,
with us
what we
now,
do.
you might as well come on the pod and just shoot the shit with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. With that, guys, we're gonna leave you. We probably could go on, and we probably will go on.
We're gonna go on off the pod because we're faded.
Yep.
But this is just know this is gonna continue with us in spirit, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know, we'll play Cards Against Humanity some other time.
Some other
We'll
time.
do it later.
But if you really want it, we'll do it soon.
We'll do it soon.
Hmm. But if you don't, we'll do it later in life.
Yes, what
All
he
right.
said.
That guys, we're gonna leave you. Goodbye. I know we said goodbye 5 million times. We're nothing but like a newborn couple that are just staring at each other with puppy eyes.
No,
and
you
just-
hang up first.
No, you hang up first. No, we're gonna hang out right now. All right, bye.
Peace out, guys.